You know today's show is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. They are the top-rated sportsbook and app in all of North of America, or North America, not North of America, even though we are in America. But the beauty is they are safe, they are secure, and more importantly, they are reliable, man. And on top of that, man, they come with gifts. And that gift is this, man. When you download the app, for the new customers out there, you bet that first $5, you'll get $150 in bonus bets instantly by just simply using the promo code MOATS. All right, simple concept, man. Give you a chance to give yourself an opportunity to, liven up the watching experience, especially with some of these big time holiday games coming up. Heard it's a big showdown on Christmas. But I also know that for some people, you can get lost in that sauce, man. Might develop a gambling problem. For those that live in New York, you see the number to text. For everybody else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER. Hey, look, man, we'll let him try till he can't. Try till you can't.
I say that should be
let
the
him
approach.
Try till you can't, man.
Why not? Because it could be one of the most valuable draft picks
if
you could add to your team there. If you get an elite cornerback and an elite receiver.
If this is the case
for one pick, that's a steal.
If this is the case, Deke, I will forever stand corrected. Like, yo, that's different. I've never seen that. I just personally, I don't think that it's going to work out the exact same way that we think it's going to work out due to how he looked in college. Just because at this level, we're talking about everybody being professional. They're the 1% at that one thing. So it's like you're the best wide receiver because that's all you focus on. That's what makes you elite. This corner is great because he's been focusing on corner for how long, or, just specializing in one thing. So the theory is he can take less time preparing and still have that type of impact. Whereas collegiately, typically is his athleticism is just that much better than the guy that he's going against. So it's less about necessarily the mental preparation with, and it's more about just, go out there and make a play. I think he could do it moonlighting. I just don't think he could do the full time, like how he's a full-time starter on offense, full-time starter on defense. I think that's tough. But shoot, we seen I know early on Julian Edelman up in New England, he was playing both sides of the ball, but it wasn't a full-time starter. It was slot corner or slot receiver. Then on occasion, he would come in there and play like the dime corner and stuff like that, and then do some punt return. But it wasn't, he's the starting outside corner versus the number one receiver, and he's the number one receiver on offense as well. It's like, that's just a lot to put on him.
Yeah, I like the idea of just let him do it till he can't, until he proves that he can't do it. Because it wouldn't be the end of the world if you're halfway through his rookie season or at the end of his first year, and you look at it and say to yourself, okay, you got to pick one. That's not the end of the world. At least you tried. You got to see what he could do going both ways like that. And you've seen how many times dudes have to switch positions going from like quarterbacks to receivers. How do you
make that decision that quick in a couple of games, where usually we look at you as a receiver and we'll give you a whole rookie season to figure it out. If you're a corner and you're a rookie, we'll give you a whole year to figure it out. But everything is getting kind of like muddied because of you torn one side versus the other.
I'm guessing it'll just come down to fatigue and just what his body's telling him to. Yeah. It should kind of be black and white like that, I would assume, as opposed to like you still wondering if he could develop. Is he
good enough to do it?
Right,
that's
at either of those positions.
Yeah, because I'm like,
he should be good enough to do it both.
Athletically, he's good enough. I think athletically, if you dedicate him to corner, he could play that. I think athletically, if you dedicate him to wide receiver, he could do that. But we talking about just splitting that. Even when we look at GP, right, and think about how dominant GP has been, and all he works on is just playing wide receiver. And there's still areas where we're like, he could still be better. And that's all he does. Now imagine if we were cutting that preparation in half and we're like, GP, I want you also worried about safety or learning this other position too. It's like you're going to lack some detail with it, man. That's the only thing that's making me hesitant with it, man. But
the dude is very talented.
Heck yeah.
He just won a Heisman.
No one thought he could do it in college, man.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I would let him try.
Yeah.
I would. And he needs to pray that he goes to the right organization too, because I could see it going really south if you're going to the Raiders or like
the Giants.
The Giants, and they're trying to handle this. If you go to the Steelers, I feel like Tomlin would be able to handle it pretty well.
Who's going to be drafting in the top five? Because he's not going out the top five.
Yeah, he might go one or two. Actually,
Raiders, Giants, maybe Titans.
Shador's probably going 1, but there's a really good
You think
chance
Shador's gonna go
Hunter
1?
goes 2.
I think Travis will go. I think Travis will go first.
Nah. I think a team will, if it's Raiders or Giants number 1, they're going to take a quarterback.
Okay, yeah, respect on that.
Unless a team trades up
Yeah,
to make sure
enough.
they get Hunter. That would be
Fair
my
enough.
guess. But I could see Hunter going over Cam Ward.
Yeah.
So what other teams are in the Panthers? They're going to be in the mix.
Yeah, and they don't need a quarterback.
So that would be a disaster for Hunter if he goes to the Panthers.
Well, actually,
It would need to be one of those like
hold on. It could work in Carolina though. You got Xavier Legette, so you don't have to be option A on offense, and you got J.C. Horn, so you don't have to be option A on defense.
I'm saying I don't think they're going to be able to develop him right at either of those spots.
They probably
to the degree that he needs
There's
to
a
be.
strong possibility that their organization.
He needs like a 49ers situation where a good organization just had this weird down year because of injuries, and they're drafting in the top 5. I don't know who that is right now. I don't think there are any teams like that.
Because San Fran isn't that bad.
Jaguars are going to be picking top 5.
Jets aren't that bad. San Fran isn't that bad. Miami isn't that bad. No.
I don't even know if I trust half those teams that you just named either.
But I'm with you, bro. I was trying to. What about the Saints? Maybe no, Saints aren't that bad either.
Well, they don't have Sean Payton anymore.
True.
It's looking like he was a bigger deal to that franchise than they thought. Well, they probably always knew he was a big deal. He was the one that retired.
Yeah. And no Drew on there either. You don't have that quarterback. They still searching. They thought Derek Carr was going to give them the Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he needs to.
They ain't giving him
He
Russell
needs
Wilson.
to pray that a good organization trades into that top 3 to get him. Because if not,
Cleveland. What about Cleveland?
Could be getting
Cleveland's not
janky.
gonna be that.
Good organization.
No, I'm saying in the sense
Hell
of
no.
like picking in that range though.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Do they still
but I
have
was
that
like, I don't
pick?
know how many picks do they got the pick or not because the
I
Watson
think they
stuff.
still have the pick.
Yeah, because like I could see them.
I think
flirting
last
with
year was
that.
their last year with the picks for Watson.
Yeah.
I think. Could be wrong. But if he is able to play both sides and be really good at both those positions, that's a hell of a draft pick. That would be worth a trade up.
He is a absolute machine, soldier. Like, yeah, you to go, bro. If
Man,
you can really play both
that's
sides
the
at
thing.
this
There's
level,
no way that lasts for 10 years,
I was about
though.
to say, if you could do that at this level, sustain
It might be an Otani
everything,
type of
like,
thing that he goes on a run for like 2-3 years of doing it.
Yeah.
But then just naturally, because Otani, he had the arm injury, he had to lay off pitching for a year. Maybe it gets to that point 3-4 years in, it's like, all right, bro, you're probably going to have to just go to offense.
The problem is this, because the game is so physical, we talk just simple wear and tear. The simple wear and tear of when you're playing your regular position, you need to come out for your break. That's what we talk about, like, yo, offense, stay on the field a little while so the defense doesn't get worn out, or vice versa. But it's like, man, this dude, your body is going to be taking a pounding both sides now. Like, when do you ever get the break?
No, that's what I mean. If
If
he's able to pull it off, I don't think it's gonna be sustainable for more than like 2 or 3 years.
Like,
maybe he could do it coming in rookie year,
man.
sophomore year, junior year in the pros, but after that, I can't see it as a long-term thing.
And it's not. I don't feel like from an investment standpoint, it's productive to you because your asset gonna get ran into the ground.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And it's not like he got the Debo Samuel like bulky body either, where he taking, you know what I mean? But he gonna get hit. Like he gonna get hit. And
I'd
he
let
gonna
him
have to
try
hit too. Heck yeah.
I would definitely let him try it.